This is the second of two conversations around meditation. I'm no expert in meditation. I am suggesting that you learn how to sit in the quiet so that you can eventually hear what wants to be said from the divine. In meditation, one of the things that you will learn is to let go of the five senses, which are purely practical in terms of navigating physically this world. But in terms of navigating spiritually this world, those senses that you will work with, and this is not an easy thing. This is why meditation and practices go on for the rest of your life. I'm just going to say a word about that. I had a retreat once a few years ago, and these people said, "So, well, how long do I need to meditate for before I get it?" Okay, so that question in of itself is saying, okay, we got to start from the beginning because you don't get it. That's not the way it works. But my response to that person was, well, I've been doing it for about 20 years and, you know, I'm still not great at it. It's a practice. And they're like, 20 years? I'm like, so the question about that, the 20 years, the surprise around that, was that we want quickness. We want things to experience them and believe that the quick experience is the real depth of experience. And that's not really how it works. So, one of the practices in meditation is to work with relieving oneself from the addiction of the five senses. And again, the five senses are going to be sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste. And while those work in the human realm of like just navigating the world, in the spiritual realm, there's a place of releasing that. And that is a very diligent, long path. So when I ask you to consider what it will take to have high resonance with your soul, to hear the divine so clearly that you are guided by the divine and not guided by what you see or what someone tells you or what you taste. You're guided inside. That it's an imperative way to actually become someone who is aligned with all that there ever is and ever will be. It is the cultivation of wisdom. It is the loosening and the relaxation away from having to have, particularly as we are on social media, where we're seeing people with all their beautiful clothing and jewelry. And I too like jewelry, as you can see, but to not want it in place of the self. That thinking having more will give you more, and somehow you'll feel better about yourself and your experience on this planet. I know as we look at the billionaires around us who have a lot, too much really, that there is that presence of, I have a lot, which is really, I have too much. And with my too muchness, I will take more. That's the ego. So when you learn to let go of the five senses, and among them, the whole thing of sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste is the having. Then you let go of the having. And it doesn't mean you can't have nice things, but from what place are you choosing them? Is it a deficit of I have to have in order to feel? Is it a reward that you earned it and so I will have it? You know, when I did a video early on here in social media, I had an adorable young woman, I said, stop with the twerking, like let that just go, and stop with this and stop with that. And so she made a little video in response and was twerking and smiling and laughing. And it was very cute and also sad. Because sometimes what we're asked to release is so important for the ego. And if the ego hears it, then it wants to shut that conversation down because the ego wants hold of you. It wants you to be in fear. It wants you to be in rebellion state. It wants you to push back. It doesn't want you to settle into yourself. And so as I watched that video of that beautiful young lady, I thought, I hope she continues to watch these videos. I hope she hears an opening for herself. Just a thought. See you soon.